Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you guys how to make a depth screen, and I'll be showing you guys how to make this step by step so you guys can know how to make it in your own way. But yeah, this is something new for the channel. Let's just see how this goes. So so how we want to start this off is we want to make like our screen GUI, of course, just to start the GUI. So we want to set the GUI up so we know how it's gonna look like when we die. Oh, voice crack, but still. So first we're gonna add like the image, our image label, right? Because we want to have a little image that we want to have so like it pops up. And we also want to have some text as well. We can put it inside the image label, but we should make our image label first. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to our anchor point and we're going to set it to 0.5. So it's going to be like in the middle of the screen. And then we can just like get rid of this right here, even though it's right there anyways. And then we can just like go to our toolbox and we can try to find like a skull image. You can put like a skull. And then we can try to find a good looking skull. Let's see, like maybe like the one piece skull, and we can right click on it and copy the asset ID, and then we can find where it says image, just paste it into here, and then it should change it. Yep. And we can just change the background transparency to 1. That should give us that effect. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Yep. And get rid of this now. Let's put back our properties. Right, so let's try to align it in the middle. So like how I like to align my stuff is I usually do like, I usually just change these to like 0.5, and then like that's not 0.5, that's like 0.5, 0, 0, and then I put 0.5. Usually doesn't change to 0.5, but like yeah, that's gonna be our 0. So let's try to put it in the middle. Right, since our anchor point is gonna be in the middle, it's gonna default in the middle for us, so we can make it as big as we want. Let's make it like this big, right? And then this is where we can just name this. We can name this like skull pick without a K. And then inside of it we can add a text label. And then we can, don't forget to make the anchor point 5.5. The anchor point 0.5, so it stays in the middle. So basically when we do that, we can just customize to how we like it. So let's make it like rich text, and let's scale the text as well. Maybe change the font as well so it doesn't seem too bland. We can do like respawn time. We can just do this for now. We can change the background transparency to 1, and let's like size it up a little bit as well. And I think instead of like, I don't want to scale the text here as well. Let's just increase the size, and then we could do something like this. Yeah, let's do like that, right? And then so we can have like 0 and like, yeah. And after we do that, we can like maybe look a little bit nicer, try to get in the middle. And then maybe we can do a little bit more, like change the font of our text to, let's say, I don't know. I mean, I think that looks pretty nice. It's giving like a lot of One Piece vibes, but it's cool. And then let's put that back, and then we can just name this. Let's call this death text. So that's gonna be a little death text that pops up. Then after we feel like this is all right, so I feel like I can make this a little bit smaller to some extent, like this. I try to respawn time, and then yeah, we have our respawn. We have a little image. We have our respawn time, and then if you like the way it looks, now we can just start doing like more effects. So let's say inside our effects, we already have our blur, we already have our color correction. But if you don't know how to add them, all you want to do is click on the plus and lighting, and all you want to do is blur effect. We get a little blur effect, and then for color correction, let's say color, can't spell color correction effect. And then we can just basically change this, get rid of font. We can just change to however we want. So if you want it to be like 156, we get a little gray effect like this. And I change the saturation, maybe -1, get a little depth effect, a little background like that. And maybe increase the blur to like 40, or like not too much. Like we can make it as much as we want, it depends on how you want it. That's gonna be our little like effect, so we can play around with it to see what properties we change, so we can change this out of code. Alright, so after we know what we want, after we have a little blur effect, we know we want to do the saturation, this is where we start making the code for it, right? So we're gonna just enter a script. We can name the script death. And the first thing we want to do here is we want to do game.players added connect function. We're going to put a player to parameters. And then after this, we're going to do player.character added connect function, and then we're going to fire the character inside of here. And I'm just going to type check the character just because. And type checking, what type checking is like I don't know, like this will help you out to this will help you guys to understand it. So let's say you have like a text label, right? Local text label, and you have it is the text label, right? But when you put like text label dot and nothing pops up, you might have like a spelling error or something like that, right? So if we type check it to a text label, if we do text label, we do dot, we have the properties, we have all like the properties and the functions for that text label, which is pretty cool. So just so you guys know, it just brings out the properties so we can actually see them, right? So let's get right back into the code. So what we want to do, right? So when the character is loaded, we want to stop them from being able to like auto load on themselves. So they can't auto load. We want to control when they join back. So we can do player.characters loaded, and we can do just equals false. So all we're doing is saying the characters auto load to false. They can't auto load when they join the game. And let's just locate our like variables like player GUI equals player wait for child player GUI. We're getting player GUI, not the main GUI, because everybody has their own player GUI. Then you want to get a humanoid equals character wait for child humanoid. And we can also define all these right here. We can define player GUI as player GUI. We can define the humanoid as humanoid, and we can also get our def time, like def time wait. We can make this 5. You don't have to type check this honestly, but I just do it because I feel like it just makes the code look a little bit nicer, and it's just more professional in some type of way. So now we have our def wait, so we're gonna make it wait like 5 seconds, right? So after we do that, all we're gonna do is we're gonna do our humanoid dot died. Oops, spelled that wrong. So like for example, like type check is so good because if I do humanoid dot died, it's gonna pop up for me. But if I like got rid of this right here, if I got rid of it and if I did humanoid dot, it's not gonna show up dot died no more because it's like it doesn't know what this variable really is. So if we tell the game or like the machine what it is, it's gonna give us the properties and functions. So if we do humanoid dot died, then we can do connect function. Then basically every time the humanoid dies, this is where we're gonna have this little. It's just gonna fire every time the humanoid dies, right? So let's get a remote event as well because we want to be able to change the camera so we have some like nice effects, right? So we can go to replicate storage and let's add a remote event. Let's just name it def. Oops, put that wrong. Name it def. And then what we can do here is we can get replicator storage. Let's get our replicator storage. So let's put on the very top. Let's get local rs equals game get service replicator storage, and let's get tween service as well. And let's get what else could we use? We could use the info for our tween as well. So what our info is going to be? So local info can be equal to tween info.new, and then we can make it like maybe 1.2 and enum dot using style dot in linear. Yeah, linear should be fine, right? So then after we do humanoid died, all we want to do is do like replicate storage dot death, and then we can do like fire client. We want to fire the player as the first parameter, and we can fire true as well. And we want to fire true so we know that they died, and we can like set their camera up in the air when they die. And then now we can create our little effects for our now we can create our effects for our death thing, a little death screen. We can do like local blur. We can do local blur equals instance. We want to make an instance of it because we don't want everybody having the same little lighting effect that changes for everybody. We want everybody to have their own unique one. Then we can do blur effect, and we can also get the lighting as well. Let's just get the lighting. So local lighting. I said lighting equals game get service lighting. And what we can do, we can parent it to our blur. So lighting. You can do local color correction. So I'm gonna color local CC equals instance.new, and we can do color correction effect, and then we can put it to our lighting. All right, and after we do that, all you want to do is after we do that, right? So it's basically gonna we just add it to our lighting, so it's added to the game, right? And now we just want to change the effects. So we want to tween it so it looks nice. So let's do something like, let's set the text where we want it to be, right? So let's do player GUI. So you want to just change this text to just say this, right? Say what the respawn time is, but at the actual time. So we can do player GUI, and then we can do dot. Let's name this death GUI, right? Do player GUI dot death GUI. Then we can do dot scale pick, and then we can do dot death text, and then we can do equals. Let's do respawn time, and then we can do space this concatenate it to toString, concatenate toString, and then we're going to concatenate the our def time wait. So we're going to set it when we do it. And then all we're going to do is now we're going to start creating tweens for our blur. So we can do like tween service, create, then we can create our blur, and then we can use the info for our tween. And so I said blur with a capital B, let's put an uppercase B, so we have blur. And then all we're going to do is add our properties. So what do we want to change here? So if we go back into our lighting and we add the blur effect, we see that the blur effect properties has size, and let's see if we change the size to 40. Let's say I think 40 is a pretty good number. So what we can do here is we can put the property name equals whatever size we want to have, and then we can just play it in the same line because why not? It's only doing one thing, so why not just put it in one line, right? And then that's basically what's going to do. So let's just get rid of this here because we don't need it no more. And let's add a little color correction effect. And let's say you want it to be like, I like -1. I like that -1 effect. And I like a little gray. That's a little gray color too. So we can probably just change the properties of like the saturation and the tint color for our CC here. So we can do tween service create, and then we can put CC. And then we're gonna give it the input that we already made up here. And then we're gonna do we're gonna change the tint color. It's gonna be equal to color dot from RGB, and then we're gonna make it 156, 156, 156. Then we're gonna make our saturation. So we're gonna make a saturation. It's gonna be equal to -1, and then boom, and then we're gonna play it. Right. So basically, this is like all our effects that we're gonna be using for right now, right? And so this is gonna be like, let's get rid of this color correction effect. So when that happens, when our little effect pops up when we die, we want to like basically, this is gonna be, we can't see this, right? We can't see this yet. So let's set the text transparency to 1. Let's set the image transparency to 1 as well. So boom. So what we want to do is we want to set it to 0 when they die, so they can actually see it. So let's just separate these in 2 different lines. So set trans. So it's like easier to, so you see like separated, easier to understand. We can do like create, and then we can do like okay, first let's locate. Let's try to like get the variables easier to locate. So let's make the variables first. Oh snap. Do that. So we're gonna do local. Let's just get this. We already have the text right here. Local. Oh, let's do this. Let's do local def text equals player GUI, and then we can just make this our def text, and we can type check it as a text label here, and then we can do like, I feel like, no, it's gonna be better if we do it like this. We do the skill pick first because it's the parent, and then def text the child. So we can do skull. We can do skull pick. Make sure skull pick's the right name, right? Skull pick, yep. And then we're gonna, instead of that, we're gonna do an image label, and then we're gonna do local def text is gonna be equal to skull pick dot def text, because it's only the parent from right there. And I put player, it's supposed to be player GUI dot jet def, and then it's gonna be skill pick, and then, yep, that's perfect. And then we can just type check this as a text label. I have no idea how I did that. Let's pull it back up. All right, and so basically we said that the def text, we can do def text dot text is going to be equal to this when we first get in. Set the effects, and now we can start setting. Now we can start changing the transparency with this. So now we can just change. Let's change the skull pick, right? The skull pick is also going to have the same info, and all you want to do is you want to change the image transparency. So like for like, let's say that's why I love type checking so much. Let's say you don't know how to spell image transparency or something like that, right? You can do image transparency, do that, get rid of the word, boom, you have it all right there. You can do equals 0. I'm pretty sure 0 is to make it visible, and we can just play there. We can play that. You can do tween service create, and we can do our def text, and we can do info, add the info back again, and we can do our text. So again, you can also do def text. Oh, sorry. Actually, text transparency, right? And if you don't, and you can just do this. This is for like the new programmers that really don't know like the properties, and you want to get it right the first time. You can use this, right? And then what we're gonna do is play this as well, so we can actually see it. So we're gonna change the image transparency and text transparency to 0, and then we're gonna play And then now we want to make an increment so it goes down. So we see the number going down, right? So we can do like for I equals death wait time. And we can do 0. We can do -1, do. And let's get the death text. So the death text is going to be equal to respawn time. And then we can do ... toString I, because this is going to count down from whatever number we have. So it's going to be from 5, from 4 to 3, 2, 1. So it's going to go from 5, whatever this number is, to all the way to this number, going down by this number. So if I put like -2, it's going to go from 5 to 3 to 1, and then -1, and etc. But if we do it by 1, it's going to go back. It's going to go down by 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So regular loop, and then we want to put a wait as well. So do test.wait. Let's test.wait 1. So how long we want to wait, and then that's basically going to set up our concatenation for our death text. And after this is done, we can basically just do replicate storage.death, and we can just fire the client again. We want to put the player, and we can just fire false in here, because this is where we want to like to remove the camera and stuff like that, so that doesn't happen again. And then we want to like set the transparency back to like 1, because like when we respawned, we're gonna respawn, right? So we're gonna do like skullpic.image transparency equals 1, and then we can do no, it's gonna make it disappear. Yeah, it's gonna make it disappear. Then we can do the death text transparency is gonna be equal to 1 as well, and then we can just like destroy the blur, just destroy, and then we can let me just put that back. We can destroy the blur. We can also destroy the CC, so the color correction, and then we can just do player, and then we're gonna do load character. This is player, and then we're gonna do load character, and then all it's gonna do is gonna load our character. It's gonna spawn our character when we die. And I think that's really all we have to do on the server side. I'm not this is all like coming from my head, so I'm gonna hope we get this to run first try. But like, let's get into the local side, right? So for our local side, we can start to think about what we want to happen when we fire into the client. So we can do like local replicate storage equals game get service replicate storage, of course. Local, we can get tween service because why not? Because maybe get a little camera effect. Tween service, and we can do local run service equals game get service run service. And we can get our since we're using run service, I usually like to have like trash, like something that I like to use to set the run service equal to, so I can disconnect it. And then we can get the camera, so game.workspace.current camera. And I think that's really all we're going to use. So now we can do rs.def.onClient event. And then we don't have to fire the player because we only need to fire. Let me just do that. Don't know what just happened here. Let's just do no. All right. So when we do this, what we want to do here, let's say we want to get the player, so local player is going to be equal to game.player.local player. Let's get the character, local character. Let's define it as a model. It's going to be equal to player. Going to be equal to player.character or player.character added wait. So if it doesn't load a character, we're just going to wait for the character to be added. And then we can do local head. We can do it's going to be equal to character wait for child head. Actually, we can just do dot head because it already waits for the character, so we can just do dot head. But just to be safe, you can also do wait for child, because why not? Let's get the mouse as well, so we can have a little mouse effect. So local mouse equals players get mouse. And then if you want to define your mouse, you can do that. So we can just do mouse right here like that. Right. So after we define all the properties we need, we can do something like so we fire true or false. We can name this like statement. So we can do like, let's do like if statement, and then else, and then if not statement, and then we can so when they fire, we want to like just put the camera in the air, right? So we have to change the camera type first. So camera.camera type is equal to anim.camera type dot. I think it's scriptable. It's definitely scriptable. And then we can just script it to however we want. Let's tween it, right? Let's do tween service create, and let's also create our info up here. So local info equals tween info.new. We can do 1. And you start out linear. Let's put like sign here, because why not? And then all we gotta do here is we can like what can we do to the camera, right? So first we want to tween it. First we're gonna tween the camera, of course, right? And we're gonna tween to the info. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the C frame equal to our head.C frame. And then we're gonna do times. No, sorry. It's gonna be from our camera C frame. So it's gonna be from our camera.C frame. I think it should, yeah, camera.C frame.new, and then we're gonna do 0. Let's put like up like 100 and 0. So it's gonna start from our camera C frame, and then it's gonna go all the way up in the air. Then we're gonna play it. Because why would we not play it? Because we wanna, of course, play it. And just do that. And then we're gonna do our else statement. So when it's like when it's not true, or like when they're done and they like trying to load back in the game, we can do camera.cameraType equals to enum.cameraType.fix. I think it's fixed is the right one. Is it fixed? I don't know, I think I'll just put custom. I think custom. It's either custom or fixed. If not, we're gonna test it. We're gonna see if it works or not, right? Then we do camera.cframe is gonna equal to head.cframe. Just set it back to normal. And then let's get a little effect for our mouse, so we can like have our mouse move around while we're like in the little death screen position or whatnot. So let's just like wrap it. You can do a spawn function, but I usually use spawn function, but it looks so nice like this, so why not? So I'm gonna do a quarantine wrap. So like we can do like, let's do like set trash equal to our run service first, as render step is the local one. And what we can do here, we can do if not statement. If not statement, then return end. So if statement is false, then we're just gonna not even fire this. And then we can do like task.wait 1.2. But like one, I think 1.2 or 1 is fine, honestly, here. How let's think about this. 1.2, 1.2. Let's just do 1. Like 1. So we wanna wait like I wanna wait this amount of time here before like we can actually move our screen around. So like we can wait 1. And then after we wait 1, we can just tween the camera. So we can tween the camera to, let's say, we don't want the same info, we want different info. So tweening info.new. Actually, we can use the same info because we don't want it to be fast. We want it to take its time. So we can do info, and we can just, this is where it might become a little bit confusing. But like, so we want to C-frame the camera is going to be equal to cframe.new, or you can do cframe.lookAt, but it's still the same, honestly. So I'm just going to do cframe.new, right? And all I want to do here is I want to just make the I want to make our mouse. Yeah, I think I want to make the mouse. No, we want to start from the camera C-frame. So like the camera.cframe dot position, and then I think that's how you want to do it. So like camera.cframe dot position, and then we want to put like, let's maybe do like vector3.new, and then we can do like mouse. Let's get the mouse.hit.x and just do like -2. Maybe -2 because all we're doing is getting the mouse at its x position. And let's make it go like the opposite direction of like our mouse when we go upwards. Let's do mouse.hit.y, so our y, and let's just do like mouse.hit.z. And I think, and let's do -2 as well, because I feel like that's just I don't know, -2 just feels, I don't want like to go like exactly. I want it to be like a little bit back, so you can probably put -3 as well, and then we can just play from here. Oops, let's do thing of play. I think that should work pretty fine. Now we can just test this out and see how this runs. All right, let's do this. So when we fire this, walking around, reset. Our camera's working. I feel like so the only problem that I see here is that when we concatenate this, when the string is going downwards, we don't see this respawn time, which is weird. We only see the number. Or I think I see why this is because let's just like make this, let's just try to get these back up. Actually, I know what to do. We'll just change the text to scale. I think that's a pretty easy fix. So let me do text. Let's scale text, boom. So now if we were to press play now, I think that's gonna fix it all. If we're just scale text, so if we just go in here, reset. Where's this error? Here we have Dev text not a valid member of the image label. So let's just do this. Let's do wait for child. Wait for child dev text. And now we test it with no errors, right? So now we're walking around the game, everything's loaded, we die. And I think did we? Oh, I removed the dev text. Whoops, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, huh, this is kind of weird. It was just working the first time. Now we do this. Respawn time, 3, 2, 1, and then we should be able to get in the game. Yep, that's it. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, but that's how you make a dev screen system. If you learned anything from this video, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This is my first time doing something like this or of this sort. So if you guys enjoyed this like kind of long tutorial how to make a dev screen system from scratch, leave a like down below. Tell me if you guys really enjoyed it. Should I do more of these? Tell me below. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great day, great week. Get ready for school. Let's do this. Enjoy your day.